Hello, it is me. Hello. I'm making my video for week 22. Manga versus comics, apparently, is the subject. Huh. Well, first of all, I want to tell you what happened to me. I was going to make a video Sunday on my channel, but my air conditioning in my house has been out since Saturday. They finally fixed it today. So it was so hot, I didn't feel like I couldn't do anything here without having like fans running all the time, and it was still barely bearable. So I didn't make a video on Sunday, but I'm hoping to start making videos more on Sundays when I get the chance. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, oh god, it was hot. Okay, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, okay, yeah, manga versus comics. Let's see, when I was a kid, I got into like the cartoons, like X-Men on Fox and Spider-Man, and I like Batman and Justice League and all that. I didn't read all that many comics back then, although I have read a few now, and I had gotten into it at one point before I got into manga. And they're different in the sense that they don't have, like, most of the time they don't have like overall encompassing story. Like sometimes they'll do like a story for a while, like if you read Incredible Hulk, they had like Planet Hulk arc, or if you read some of the old like Justice League stuff, they had like Infinite Worlds and stuff like that. I can't remember what Zega called it. Sometimes they would have overall story stuff, but most of theirs, they kind of was out of that. And plus, the comics have been going on for so long based on, Superman or whatever. They would change them up and they would split them off. Like Marvel has the original Marvel, then they did the Ultimate Universe. Ultimate, is that what? Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, I think it was what it was called. I could be wrong on that. I'm sorry if it's. And they changed the Batman. They would redo the whole story again, and that's what they're doing now with DC. A lot of people are pissed because they're revamping everything. They're starting over every major comic book in the DC universe. And some people are disliking it, some people are liking it. Because they still want to keep the same heroes, but they want to update them, I think. Because you got to think about Superman came out in like the 30s or something. Batman probably a little after that. So some of these characters have just been forever ago, so they're trying to redo them and stuff. So a lot of people don't like that. Plus, there's so many multiverses and all that shit in both comics and all this stuff. It gets out of control sometimes. Whereas manga is usually kind of straightforward, and it's kind of has its own little arcs. Like, I'll use One Piece for example. Like, it'll have its own little arcs, but overall it's got one major storyline, like Luffy and his crew trying to get him to be the Pirate King, try to get to the raft till the end of the Grand Line, Or in Naruto's case, where Naruto's either trying to, there's different little things happening, but overall he's trying to get Sasuke back and become the Hokage. Or in the case of Bleach, it's a little bit different, but it's basically like he's trying to save his friends every week. But every little arc has like quite a while going on to finish it, and even other ones too. Plus, a lot of like the comics, they never end. Like, especially if they're popular and they're big names, they never end. They just change them, reboot them, whatever, put them in an alternate universe, turn them into zombies, whatever the fuck they want to do. And then they always say, oh, that's a different universe. And, they can always renege on what they did. And with manga, it doesn't work like that really, at least not with the ones I've read. And usually a lot of manga actually ends. It's more like a long, drawn-out novel most of the time. And a lot of series don't go as long as like One Piece and Naruto and Bleach. I mean, you've got really good series that would only go a few volumes. Like, look at Death Note. It's one of the most popular series, and it's 12 volumes long. And it had like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Dragon Ball, it's 40-something volumes, but it ended. Although it kind of got off kilter because, it kept going for no reason. There's a lot of other ones that's ended that aren't too awful long, but actually had decent endings. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, it ended and it was still pretty good overall. Things like that. So it seems like that's the difference. Now, which one do I like more? Now, obviously, I like manga more overall right now, but I really do like comics, and I like it's more of like the characters, like, like I like all the movies, like Incredible Hulk, Iron Man. I just watched Iron Man 2 the other day, and I want to see Thor, Captain America, all that stuff. I liked all that. I used to love the cartoons back in the day. They were really good. Like I said, the X-Men cartoon, loved it. And those actually kind of got me. It's kind of the same thing in Japan. The animes get you to go read the mangas. So a lot of these cartoons and movies and shit probably get people to go read the comics, And I've read a bunch of stuff later on down the road, but I just haven't really collected it as much as I have with manga. I fell more in love with manga. But comics are good. The main thing I like about comics is that they're most of them are in color all the time. And that's really good. And they come out and they're pretty good lengths, but they only come out I think they only come out like once a month generally. And then they have, I don't think they come out every week, or at least not the same comic every week. But I mean, there's comics come out every week, but not the same one. They're usually a little bit longer and they're in color. This is different, stuff like that. They do anthology collections, like a manga volume, and stuff like that. Usually in that, there's usually a story and art by different people most of the time, and there's a lot of different artists on them. See, with manga, you usually only got a lot of times you've only got one guy doing the art and the story, and you might have a few little helpers or assistants. And it doesn't vary that much, they don't have input outside, they got the editors, got ideas and stuff, I'm sure, but not like in the comics and stuff. Like, it's a lot more hands in the pie, if you will. So I kind of I can't help but like a lot of the characters from comics, because I got into movies and cartoons and stuff way before I ever got into manga. But as comics as a whole can be kind of fucked up, and they make some fucked up comics. They make comics for everything. Drinking some Kool-Aid. They made a Kool-Aid Man comic before. Yep, it's true. What else was I gonna say? And another thing, a lot of the comics, like in DC and Marvel, all the heroes exist in the same universe together, and sometimes they even interact. But in manga, it's not like we're going to see Luffy and Naruto interact, I know there's been some like crossover things, Dragon Ball and One Piece, One Piece and Toriko lately. I don't know if you read Fairy Tail, did a crossover with Heroes original, or not original, but other popular manga, Rave Master, one time. And I think there's been other crossover stuff before, but it's not exactly like the DC or the Marvel universe where, Wolverine can be fighting Spider-Man or with Spider-Man's team, or Captain America with Spider-Man, or Captain America and Iron Man, or Batman and Wonder Woman, or you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have, and in that it's in context, it's in canon, and usually in crossovers in manga, they're just, crossovers for like fan servicey kind of, woo, it's cool, Goku and Luffy are fighting together, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's some other differences. The art in comics can be really good, and sometimes it can be really shitty too. But I guess that's about equal with mangas as well. The art styles, and there seems to be, even outside the two major ones, there's other ones, you can think about McFarlane with Spawn. I think was he in Dark Horse or not? I don't know. And you got Frank Miller. And I don't know if 300 and Sin City, if they were with one of the big ones or not. I would think they would have been with Dark Horse, because they usually have the darker comics. Frank Miller also did what was it? Oh, it was that movie Watchmen, which I think was DC or Marvel, but wasn't really set in that universe, So I don't know. So yeah. It's not really exactly the same, but it's similar kind of stuff. And in mangas, everybody's not necessarily always a superhero. Although they did have normal people comics too, like if you ever read like Archie or something like that. You know, it would kind of be like a Bakuman style, you know, based in real life, or some of those like slice of life manga stuff, you know, like everything like that. But yeah, I'd say overall, I like manga better right now. But comics are really cool too. I don't really collect them. I have a few. I used to have a few older ones, but I don't know what the fuck happened to them. I lost them. Stuff like that. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. This topic's pretty vague. Manga versus comics. I'm just giving you what shit you probably already know and my opinions, and I'm rambling on for almost 11 minutes now. In comics, probably my favorite comic book character of all times is Spider-Man. He's always, I don't know, for some reason, he was always my favorite. I always liked him, and he's probably my favorite of all time. And yeah, I know there's probably some better ones. Batman's probably number 2. Yeah, so yeah, that's about that. So let me know, what you think about comics versus manga, I guess. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This has been me on the TheCoolOtakus for week 22. See you next time. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, buddies. Yo, and check out everybody else's videos. Tomorrow will be Nimue from Japan, so his might be better. He might be like, oh, I love comics because I'm from Japan, and I have manga forever. I don't know. So, yeah, okay. I don't think they make as good. Well, they do make some. They usually, like, they've tried some live action mangas, but they usually suck, and we fucked them up over here at Dragon Ball. Alright, bye.